Hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks, and I am here today with set number 75901, Mystery Plane Adventures from LEGO Scooby-Doo. This is ages 5 to 12, has 128 pieces, includes 3 minifigures if you count Scooby, 4 animals, it has a horse too, and it was released in 2015. This set retails for the approximate price of $20 in the United States. And it has 2 numbered bags. So it does take a little bit more time to build it because it's separated in different builds, but they're all in the same instruction booklet. As far as the number of stickers, here we have a look at the sticker sheet itself, and it looks like there's only 7, which are all numbered, interestingly enough. And I'm not going to take too much time to look at the instructions, but I wanted to remind you, if you haven't seen the first review, that you can use the Zapar app to interact with this set in your mobile device. You get it from the Google Play or App Store for free, and you can scan this image on there. It'll allow you to play a small game in which you drive the mystery van around in the area where the Headless Horseman is. That's for that particular level. If you collect all the sets, you can get all the different levels played. And they're kind of interesting. You can even bash the Headless Horseman, so that's fun. Now let's take a closer look at the set. First up, we'll take a look at Scooby-Doo. Now this is a different version from most other versions of Scooby-Doo in that he's in the sitting position, and if you look at his eyes, he has some printed goggles on him. So I guess he was prepared to fly the plane that's shown in this set, which is interesting considering its context. You can see how much area he takes up when he's sitting, so if I put him in the middle, it seems a bit more appropriate. Although it is much more loose there because there's really the stud attachments on the front 2 legs. It looks pretty good, I gotta say, with the sitting position. And if I just bring the standing one back into frame from another review, you can see it actually works out pretty well for the molding. I think it's a good representation of him posed so that it's not too out of the ordinary, it makes sense. Now, with the other versions, you can turn his head around. If you wanted to, you could actually take one version of him, mix him up with another version, so you could have him just like that without the goggles. Or you can have the one walking with the goggles. So, not only with the smaller Scooby-Doo sets can you do interesting things, you can do it with any version of Scooby-Doo. Once again, we have Shaggy included in this set, and I've already started him off with the scared expression on his face, and he has a different tile this time. This one says on it, Stolen Trophy, and it shows what appears to be a woman kind of scared, and then a small clipping next to it on a paper clip with the Headless Horseman. Now, I think the picture on the top is supposed to be a reference to the episode that's based on, but we'll look more into that a little later on. Now, he does have a double-sided face, so you can change him around to be just kind of, things are okay with him. Maybe you just grab some Scooby snacks or something, he's doing alright. This is a basic version of Shaggy in terms of printing, so it looks good. Now we'll take a look at the Headless Horseman. Now for this version, it looks very accurate to the episode it's based on. Only, he wasn't looking for a goblet, as it shows here in the set. It's still a pass. I'd still say that it's a valuable treasure in some way. Now, what's very interesting about this figure is the new pumpkin head piece, which fits over a regular minifigure head, and, if you really wanted to, you could take a regular minifigure and attach their hand on top of it. So, Shaggy can just pull off the head, and we can find out who is the criminal in this set. Ah, just what I thought. Cousin Elwood was the criminal. Now, in the original episode, he was after a diamond, but, again, a goblet isn't too bad. Now, there's also a bit of back printing on him as well, which is pretty interesting. Not too special, but nice to include there, even if you have the cape flowing about. Also included in the set is the horse of the Headless Horseman. Of course, if he's a horseman, he should have a horse. Now, this is your basic white horse of the newer design, and honestly, I really like this. I like how we're getting it in this set. I like how it fits, color-wise. It's a good contrast to the Headless Horseman, and it is a white horse from the original episode. So, what we can do with the horse are a few different combinations. If I just take him off the stand, we can hold him up like this, because the back hind legs have a hinge in them, as well as the head can hinge forward. So you can make a couple interesting poses with him, trying to look scary. Now, we also have another part that can be included in this set if you want to just make it a natural horse. You have a 1x2 Technic brick on top of a 1x2 plate, and you can simply make it look more natural without the harness on. So here we have the plane, which is the main build of the set. Granted, it's a little bit on the short side for a biplane. I personally think. I don't actually know too well because I'm not familiar with aviation, but it seems like it's a little short. The way that this is so wide and this is a little, it feels like it should have more room, but it does what it needs to do. You can fit up to 2 minifigures in here, or you can fit Scooby, a 1 minifigure. So that actually does pretty well. And even with Scooby in the sitting position, it's not a problem for minifigures to be piloting it as well. You can even fit them in the opposite order if you wanted to. Now, basing this episode on the Scooby-Doo show, this was, I believe, episode 112, according to what I found online, the Headless Horseman of Halloween, intended to be a Halloween special about the Headless Horseman. So in the episode, briefly going over it, the Headless Horseman arrives and tries to take a diamond, which I discussed earlier. The Headless Horseman in this set has a goblet. But towards the climax of the episode, a biplane is used in the escape and also in the capture of the Headless Horseman. It is not this color at all. Granted, it's not really accurate to the episode, but I've seen enough Scooby-Doo merchandise in stores to know that, yes, they were going to make this more colored to the Scooby-Doo line, because if it was colored as it was in the episode, it probably wouldn't have been interesting. It would have just been a regular biplane instead with a few Scooby-Doo characters in it. So it does have some good for this being this color, because you get a lot of interesting pieces. A lot of the medium azure, a lime green, and a couple orange pieces throughout. I want to show this in different angles so that you get to see what it looks like without stickers. That's right, I didn't apply any of the stickers on it until a little later in the review, but just wanted to see what it looks like without it. Personally, I think it looks okay. And we'll get to the play features in just a little bit. Now we'll take a look at the set with all the stickers applied to it. I did have to take off a few pieces in the front to get that little tiny sticker that's somewhat seen through there for the engine. But it still works, and honestly, I like it a little bit better with the stickers on there. It brings together more of the color scheme, as is well known with the mystery van. So we have some stickers along here, one along there, on the other side as well. And again, looks a little better. Just enhances it a little bit more with integrating the medium azure and the lime green and the orange. So what are your basic functions? Well, we can see inside of the cockpit, it's pretty basic. You can fit 2 minifigures in here, as said earlier, or 1 Scooby and a minifigure. And you can also fit a minifigure, if you wanted to, on this chain. You can have it on either side of the plane, and you can have them carried along for a little chase scene. Maybe Shaggy's hanging off while they're flying in the air and fighting it out. And you also have an ability where you drop some hamburgers, or Scooby snacks, or whatever you want to call them, onto the Headless Horseman. You can do it any way you want to. I'm really going to talk about the set accuracy a little later. Maybe Shaggy's hanging on here and knocks him over. Or you can have Scooby dropping in these flick fire sandwiches. Let's see if we can get it. Nope, not quite. Alright, Shaggy, do your work. Now, as far as this set's accuracy to the episode, yes, he doesn't have this type of plane. Yes, he does not have this, hamburger launcher on the bottom. But is the set fun? You betcha. This is a lot more colorful and more easy to play with as a set compared to the version shown in the original Scooby-Doo episode. By the way, on a side note, why did they have that other Scooby-Doo relative in that series? That just didn't make sense to me, and I'm, in a way, glad that they kept him out for this set. Overall, this is a nice looking set. Is it $20 worth? It's debatable. I mean, some of those colors for those pieces are hard to find in other sets, and at a small set like this, I do like how things work together in this set, and especially for some special variations of Scooby and the Headless Horseman being only in this set, it is nice to get some exclusivity with it. With Shaggy, yes, you get him elsewhere in the same variation. I would say maybe wait on this or try to decrease the price a little bit because, well, let's face it, it may be a little bit better as a $15 set, even licensed. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out some other Scooby-Doo reviews. I've mentioned the Mummy Museum Mystery I've previously done. I hope that I can get through some more of them. Just give me a little bit of time. In the meantime, you can check out some other LEGO videos on my channel. Plenty of other LEGO videos coming up. There's even going to be a comparison of this set to the Kobe version of this set coming later. So stick around for that. We'll see you next time with more LEGO videos.